Hello, I apologize in advance for my English. I will not go into long and useless arguments about why and for whom this channel was created, who its creator is and what his views are. This is my first video and I would like to discuss medicine. Usually when videos start like this, the main thesis include aspects such as the high cost of this very medicine, the low competence of doctors and medical professionals. However, my video will go in a slightly different direction. Medicine is too good to exist. Let's start from far, biology, in particular gens. Any living being has gens, a couple or a couple of million, it doesn't matter. These gens have the opportunity to be passed on to a future generation, or the fate to remain forever in the carrier's body with a 30% probability. However, this is not the point. The most important thing in gens, in addition to their universal ability to store, transfer, and implement information in different organisms in the same way, is the chance of mutation. It is extremely small for one generation, but if you look at the whole history of life, they are quite common. Ernst Schrödinger, in his book What is Life, gives figures and formulas to calculate the probability of mutation. Mutations can be little, semi-little, and healthy. It will seem what the chance of occurred useful mutations, what allow you to become more fit, is about 33%, which is a lot on the scale of genetic and biology. But the more complex the system, the harder is it to resist entropy, and the easier it is to upset the equilibrium in it. That is why the real chance of beneficial mutations is much lower, hundreds and thousands of times. With semi-little and little mutation, everything is clear. They either kill the carrier with a high probability even in infancy, or complicate life so much that the carrier cannot participate in the reproductive race. 30% of children with a rare disease will not live to see their 5th birthday. Thus, kind adhere to relative mutational hygiene. I note what is not nature, but kind, because if nature were concerned with the purity of kind, even beneficial mutation would not to be realized. But 30,000 years ago, a man came on the scene. It started. Imagine numerous mating of closely related animals. After how long would their descendants not be able to continue their existence? Pretty quick. At the same time, the history of ancient Egypt or the Habsburg family lasts for centuries, and this is just the beginning. Every year, medicine and the science are discovering new approaches to preserving the lives of difficult and very difficult patients. Among them, patients with mutations and genetic disorders play a significant role. Society also strives not to prohibit and inhibit the integration of people with similar disease, but encourage marriage with sick people, schizophrenia, hemophilia, Morphin syndrome. For example, medicine simply stops the selection of individuals. The same mutational hygiene what preserves the relative integrity and health of the species stop working. Humanity is flooded with more and more terrible diseases of a genetic nature. If all people will rare diseases live in one country, it would be the third most populous country in the world. In the United States, every 10th person has a genetic disease. The situation in Russia is not better. If in 1956 year the number of newborn with hereditary disease did not reach 700, when already in 2022 year, where number exceeds 5,000. Is this a healthy community? Can we entrust such people with politics, education, or the army? Can we at least trust them to drive a bus? I'm not talking about HIV and AIDS or their over-accurate disease. This is the array of people uncovering conspiracies. But genes are not conspiracy. Natural selection is not a conspiracy. We are simply clogging up the gene pool of humanity, allowing people with hereditary disease to reproduce. We must change our social policy and medical actions towards these people before it is too late. So far, the entire human mass does not consist of completely broken genetic declaration. Or we can allow genetic intervention in humans. We can turn a blind eye to bioethic in the face of a more terrifying threat. What humanity is moving toward is not an apocalypse, not a zombie virus, not a nuclear war. We are following the path of slow biological and mental decomposition and deformation, along the way of destroying everything healthy and blooming. It's time to stop. Thanks for watching. I agree I'm saying pretty banal things, but not having heard the right thing in the information space, I think someone should say it. See you soon.